Hi children, welcome to Mallareddy Memorial School digital classes. In this video, let us discuss the settled life of early people. When people began growing plants, they had to stay in the same place for a long time to take care of the plants, watering them and till the grain ripened. At the harvest time, they got so much grain that they could not eat it at once, and it had to be stored for long periods, about 6 months to 1 year. That's why people had to stay in one place and build houses to store the grain. They constructed huts of stone, wood, mud, and dried grass if staying in one place was necessary. Vessels were needed to cook grain and store water, milk, etc. If they want to stay in a particular place, they need vessels to cook grains and store water and also milk. You can see these are the vessels which are made by clay. It leads to make pots of different kinds. You can see different kinds of pots in the picture. They also started painting and decorating the pots to make them look better. When archaeologists dug up the places where early farmers lived, they usually found remains of huts, pots, stoves, microliths, and grinding stones. This is the picture that is about grinding stones. In some places, they also found some roasted grains. So here is the picture. When archaeologists dug, they have found remains of food presented 12,000 years ago. The early farmers needed to clear the forest by cutting trees and branches. They created a new kind of stone tool which is called neoliths. Children, in those days, they were needed some tools to cut the trees and the branches of the trees. That's why they made some tools which are made by stones. So those stones are called neoliths. Initially it was called microliths, and this was some changes, and these are called neolith. This period of early agriculture is called Neolithic period. We find the earliest evidence of cultivation of crops from Baluchistan about 9,000 years ago. Baluchistan is a country where we find the evidence of cultivation, earliest evidence of cultivation of crops. It was about 9,000 years ago we find the earliest evidence of cultivation in Baluchistan as a country. In India, there are evidences in Kashmir from around 5,000 years ago. We have find the evidences of cultivation of crops in Baluchistan about 9,000 years ago, and in India 5,000 years ago in Kashmir, and in Bihar some 4 or 5,000 years ago we have find the earliest evidence of cultivation of crops. We have evidence of domestication in the Deccan plateau. So not only the evidence of cultivation of crops, we have also have the evidence of domestication in Deccan plateau. Here are some states of Deccan plateau. In these states, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, large amounts of hash are found in a number of places. Archaeologists believe that around 5,000 years ago, hunters of this area began to rear cattle. They might collected the dung and dried it They probably put fire on festival days, caused the hash mounds. Such hash mounds are found in Nagarkurnool in Telangana, that is in our state, and uh, Kurnool in Kurnool and Anantapur in AP, Andhra Pradesh. Along with cow dung, ash, neolith stones, axes, stone blades also found. So when archaeologists has dug, they have found neolith stones, cow dung, ash, stone blades, etc. After a few thousand years, many of these people also started cultivating crops and settling down in villages. After a few thousand years ago, many of these people also started cultivating crops and settling down in villages. Yeah, this is the time and this is the situation when the people has started settling in the particular place. Initially, they were lead a mobile life, okay, nomadic life, but after some years, when they have started cultivation, they started settling down and they started settling in a permanent place. Yeah, this is the time and this is the situation where they have started settled life. Thank you, children.